Once upon a time, three little pigs lived happily with their mother in a cozy cottage near the forest. One sunny morning, Mother Pig told her sons it was time to leave home and build their own houses in the world. The three little pigs hugged their mother goodbye with tears in their eyes and heavy hearts full of love. They picked up their small bags and stepped onto the long, dusty road leading toward the green hills ahead. The first pig skipped along without a care, dreaming only of lazy days and easy fun under the warm sun. The second pig walked cheerfully, thinking about building a nice wooden house where he could rest and play soon. The third pig moved with steady steps, planning carefully to build a strong, safe home made of solid bricks. With hope and courage in their hearts, the three pig brothers walked together into their new great adventure. The three brothers soon went their separate ways to find the perfect spot for building their own new homes. The first little pig found a big pile of golden straw lying in a sunny meadow and felt very lucky indeed. He decided to build his house right there because straw was light and easy to work with very quickly. The lazy pig worked fast without much care, stacking the straw loosely into walls and a simple thin roof. In just a few hours, the little straw house was done, looking weak and messy, but the pig did not mind at all. The first pig smiled proudly at his quick work and thought he was the smartest of all three brothers now. He went inside his flimsy straw house, lay down on the soft floor, and closed his eyes for a nice long nap. While his brothers kept working hard somewhere far away, the first little pig slept peacefully without any worries. The second little pig walked a bit further until he found a nice clearing near the edge of a thick forest. He spotted many wooden sticks and planks scattered on the ground and thought they would make a fine house. The second pig gathered all the wood together into a big pile and started building his new home right away. He worked a little harder than his brother, but still rushed through the job without taking too much care. By late afternoon, the wooden house stood crooked and uneven, but the second pig thought it looked good enough. He stepped back and admired his cabin with a satisfied grin, feeling quite clever for finishing so soon today. The second pig went inside and found a cozy corner where he could sit down and rest his tired little legs. He closed his eyes and relaxed happily, never thinking about the dangers that might be hiding in the dark forest. The third little pig traveled the furthest to find a safe open hill where he could build his dream house. He found piles of strong red bricks and bags of mortar nearby and knew this was the perfect place to stay. The wise pig planned everything carefully before starting, measuring and thinking about every single small detail. He laid each brick slowly and steadily with great care, making sure every wall was perfectly straight and strong. Days passed as the third pig worked hard from morning until night, never rushing or cutting any corners at all. Finally, the beautiful brick house was complete with thick walls, a solid roof, and a tall, sturdy chimney on top. The third pig looked at his house with quiet pride, knowing it could protect him from any danger in the world. He went inside and lit a warm fire in the fireplace, feeling safe and happy in his strong and cozy new home. Deep in the dark forest, a big bad wolf woke up from his sleep, feeling very hungry and ready to hunt. The wolf sniffed the air with his long, sharp nose and caught the sweet smell of a little pig somewhere nearby. He followed the scent through the trees until he spotted the little straw house, sitting alone in the meadow. The wolf licked his lips with excitement and crept closer to the flimsy house with his yellow eyes glowing bright. Inside the straw house, the first little pig heard strange footsteps outside and suddenly felt very afraid. He peeked through a small gap in the straw wall and saw the terrifying wolf standing right outside his door. The first pig trembled with fear and backed away from the door, his heart beating fast inside his chest. The big bad wolf smiled wickedly and took a deep breath, ready to blow the weak little straw house down. The big bad wolf stood outside the straw house and shouted that he would huff and puff and blow it all down. The first little pig inside was shaking with fear, holding on to the straw walls and hoping they would hold strong. The wolf took a huge deep breath, filling his chest with air until it grew round like a big gray balloon. Then he blew with all his might, and the powerful wind rushed toward the weak little straw house with great force. The straw walls shook and trembled for just a moment before they flew apart into 1,000 golden pieces everywhere. The first little pig screamed in terror as his house disappeared around him, leaving him standing alone and helpless. Without thinking twice, the pig turned and ran as fast as his little legs could carry him toward his brother's house. The hungry wolf chased after him through the meadow, getting closer and closer with every big, hungry step he took. The first little pig finally reached the wooden house and banged on the door, begging his brother to let him inside. The second pig quickly opened the door and pulled his scared brother in, then locked the door tight behind them. Seconds later, the big bad wolf arrived outside the wooden house with an evil, hungry grin on his ugly face. The two pigs huddled together in fear as the wolf announced he would huff and puff and blow this house down too. The wolf breathed in deeply once, then twice, filling his lungs with more air than ever before in his whole life. He blew a tremendous blast of wind that hit the wooden walls hard, making the whole cabin shake and crack loudly. The wooden planks split apart, and the roof caved in as the entire house collapsed into a pile of broken wood. The two terrified pigs escaped just in time and ran together toward the brick house on the hill far away. The two pigs reached the brick house, and their brother opened the door to welcome them into his safe, strong home. The three little pigs locked all the doors and windows tight, then waited nervously for the wolf to arrive soon. The big bad wolf came stomping up the hill, angrier than ever before, ready to destroy this last little house. He stood before the brick house and huffed and puffed with all his strength, blowing as hard as he possibly could. But the brick walls did not move at all, and the house stood perfectly still like a mighty, unshakable mountain. The wolf tried again and again, blowing until his face turned red and his lungs burned with pain and exhaustion. Inside the house, the three pigs watched through the window and slowly began to smile with relief and hope now. The wolf finally stopped blowing, panting heavily and realizing that this brick house was impossible to knock down. The big bad wolf looked around the house and suddenly noticed the tall brick chimney rising up from the roof. A wicked idea formed in his mind, and he began climbing up the side of the house toward the chimney on top. Inside the house, the third little pig heard scratching sounds on the roof and knew exactly what was happening. The clever pig quickly ran to the fireplace and placed a huge pot of water over the flames to heat it up fast. The wolf reached the top of the chimney and looked down into the dark hole with a greedy smile on his face. He squeezed himself into the narrow chimney and began sliding down toward what he thought was an easy meal below. The water in the big pot started bubbling and boiling, sending hot steam rising up into the dark chimney above. The third pig stepped back from the fireplace and waited calmly, knowing his plan would work perfectly very soon. The wolf slid down the chimney and landed right in the pot of boiling hot water with a huge, painful splash. He howled in agony as the burning water stung his fur and tail, jumping out of the pot as fast as he could. The wolf ran around the room, screaming and holding his burnt bottom before racing straight out the front door. He disappeared into the dark forest and was never ever seen again, anywhere near the three little pigs after that. The three little pigs cheered and hugged each other tightly, so happy and relieved that they were finally safe. The first and second pigs thanked their wise brother for saving their lives with his clever thinking and planning. From that day on, all three brothers lived together happily in the strong brick house on the peaceful green hill. And they learned that hard work and patience always win in the end, and they never took shortcuts ever again.